minutes, and I'm going to try and use them to be focused, Minister, and I'll be running afterwards. It's not that I don't want to hear your reply, but I'll have to run. And I tell you, I'm absolutely appalled at your comments that the war in the Ukraine, Russia's invasion of Ukraine is forcing Ireland to rethink its long tradition of military neutrality.
Connolly, there's a din from the gallery. Could I ask the gallery to be silent, please?
Can we get our few seconds back on the clock?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deputy Connolly, please.
Thanks very much. I'd ask you to withdraw those comments, Minister, or at least to explain them or justify them. I'm looking at this. There's so many things I'd like to talk about, but in 3 minutes I'm going to just focus on a number of things, and that's the direction that Europe is heading and has been heading for a long time. I proudly canvassed against Lisbon and Nice because of the militarisation of Europe, and that continues unabated, and your comments I judge within that context. And if I was in any doubt at all, I'm looking at the comments of the Joseph Borrell, the High Representative of the EU for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, unelected, and that addressing the former person who's now director of the college in Bruges in relation to a pilot project for the training of diplomats. This is what he said. Bruges is a good example of the European garden. Yes, Europe is a garden. We have built a garden. Everything works. And then he goes on to tell us everything that works. The rest of the world, and you know this very well, Federica, who came before him, is not exactly a garden. Most of the rest of the world is a jungle. And the jungle could invade the garden. This is the man in charge of foreign policy in the EU. And he goes on, and that's what he has used, Minister. Now, I have the most serious difficulties with that. I wish I had time to elaborate on it, but I don't. Today, a year ago, Israel declared 6 organisations, terrorist organisations. Many of us have asked questions, and we're told that the government remains seriously concerned. But other than seriously concerned, not a step has been taken into Israel's action. 6 human rights organisations designated as terrorist organisation. We host arms conference, our arms fair in Dublin, and we talk about a duplicity of language really, and a dual role for this. And all of the time we're building up our military alliance with Europe, which I absolutely deplore, without the permission of the Irish people. It's Orwellian really to call something a European peace facility. And your Taoiseach and your leader likes, the Taoiseach of the country likes to talk about Orwell. To me, that's Orwellian language, a European peace facility. It's terrible that we now have multi-layers of how we treat refugees. There's yesterday's report in the Irish Times in relation to naked refugees on the border between Greece and Turkey. You've seen that, and the UN are calling the UN Refugee Council for an investigation. That's a direct result of what the EU have done in their agreement going back to 2016 with Turkey. And then we have our double role here in relation to asylum seekers. Not a single person taken from Afghanistan, despite our promises, except for family reunification. I'll stop in mid-sentence because my colleague.